Hey again, Arcade1up fans. Brian here again, giving an update on my 32-inch mod that I put in with my Nintendo Switch Intec gaming device. For anybody out there that is using the same device, I've had a bump in the road here with the modder all of a sudden not wanting to work. So I thought I should put a video out there saying that it did work, and I don't understand why it doesn't work now. It's very strange. So I've got two other options here. I'm trying to figure out what to do. But just to give you another idea of what I did before, here's the PCB for the Intec, and this is originally where the stock monitor was plugged in with the power source. And I brought the old monitor back up to test this. I thought maybe I broke this because I've been arranging some things in this cabinet. I thought maybe I broke this part here because it seemed it was tilted a little bit to the right, but it still works just fine. I also bought another Intec device to test that right here from Amazon, which I can return. I tested the PCB. Same thing happened. The monitor no longer was giving me a picture. So I got my original one back in there. It's not busted. Back to how I had it connected, I disconnected this, and all I did was unplug the DMD. HDMI was leading up to the DMD screen, and I just plugged in a regular HDMI wire that led right to my 32-inch monitor. And it worked like a charm, no problem. And I had it running for almost 2 weeks, and I also bought two other monitors. I was testing a 34-inch ultra widescreen, see if I can get something closer to a pinball look and a 3/4 scale. That worked fine. And I tested another 32-inch monitor where I was hoping that it wouldn't have to decase. It was so close, I think, and it still would have been an easier monitor to do because I think I only had to take off just like the bottom panel, and that would have been it. It was so thin at the top. But at that point, I was like, I already have the 32-inch LG one. Let's not waste any more money. So I took it all back. But even between all those tests, those three monitors, everything was working just fine. And I thought it was good to go. Started doing my other mods. And it stalled me because the monitor wasn't working. So I was trying to figure that out. And so my last resort that I'm going to try next is I'm going to try again, see if, because after I hooked the stock monitor up, maybe that triggered the PC or something, PCB, thinking it'll work again. I don't know. So I'm going to try to do the same thing I did the first time. If I still don't get a picture, I have an LVDS board that I'm going to use. I'm saving this for my big buck hunter cabinet to put a 19 or 20 inch in that one. But now they're all available, so it's easy to buy again. I bought this like a year or so ago. But I'm gonna plug this into the stock part, maybe thinking the PCB will recognize that the stock monitor is plugged back in, and then run the HDMI to the monitor. Hopefully that does the trick. If that doesn't work, way back when I was thinking of doing this mod, I bought an HDMI splitter that I thought I would plug into the DMD connection and run it from there. But we can't even use the DMD with this Intec mod, so I was like, screw it. What's the point of it? So I just directly plugged it in there. So instead of that, I'll put the HDMI splitter directly into the Nintendo Switch and just split the two. Just get the direct source from the Switch itself to the monitor, and I'm hoping with the HDMI also from the Nintendo Switch going to the PCB, everything will run fine. Because when I wasn't getting the picture, everything was still turning on. I was still getting the flippers and everything, and everything was good to go. So those are my two options. I hope they work, because I went through all this trouble to get this to work, and I'm at this point, I was like, I guess I was meant to do a PC mod, and I'm just not ready to do that at all. I'm finding some good deals and stuff, but it's just a lot of work for where I am right now and what I need to do. Other things, but this was a nice alternative to have for the time being. Playing the Nintendo Switch pinball games. But since I got this back open, my other video I showed fitting the glass. And I just wanted to show some different arrangements I did with the solenoids. Now I know the solenoids don't work the best with the Nintendo Switch. I turn them off from time to time. They work great with the Zachariah tables, so I'm grateful for that. Play those every now and then. I don't mind the classic tables. But I did move, I think I said this before, but I put the solenoids up here on the side rails where they were below it, way down here, originally in the arcade cabinet. Way back in the day, I put them on this front side panel here before I had the Intec mod. That worked great. People were putting them underneath the board, but here I felt it really well. But I'll tell you, moving them right here, if you still got the original PCB running or the Nintendo Switch now, this one right here in these two spots, boy, you feel it right in your fingertip on the button. It's great. Great effect. That's a good spot. Also, I put 2 washers in between each one just to give it a little gap here. Because just having that little opening makes the sound resonate even more. I feel like it gets muffled when it's up against the wood, especially the ones that were down here. So these ones, I actually moved right here and I put them across. And of course, these are the solenoids that don't work the best in the FX and FX3 tables. I'm gonna play around with the settings where you can turn it up or down. I forgot all about that. I don't know how they run. But I like to hear them every now and then, turn them on once in a while. I know they're crazy, but it's still fun to hear something. But even for anybody that has the original PCB, Arcade1ups, I haven't listened to these yet here, but I'm assuming this will sound better. They'd be closer to the monitor instead of down here again on the bottom, a little more further apart from the flipper solenoids. But if you can find a bar, 16¼ inches long. This is the original bar that was on the back of the platform that raised up, because I had to remove it to get the 32-inch in, but I used this existing bar, drilled holes in it. I got the washers in between it, and the wires are long enough, and I put it right in the center with the 32-inch screen. So it's about 14 inches up from here. So it's right in the center, right in the middle of the table. So I'm looking forward to see how those will sound, even though I know the Switch Intec mod, they're kind of all over the place. And that's, I manage my cable wiring here. I put the 2 power packs in here, my amp power pack and pinball power pack. I think I said before, I got I wouldn't mind putting this inside there too, but I think I'm just gonna put it underneath the table here. And I'm all for, with my cabinets, I like keeping them as original as possible to the original cabinets. I've been very interested in maybe possibly putting a light strip here. I've been seeing these light bars on pinball tables with the large lights, especially the package you can get from Phil, the Cleveland software, which I'm looking into that stuff for a future pinball mod. Seems like a good deal to have that come in handy when I'm ready to do that mod. But yeah, I can fit a light strip right here, and I'll cover up part of the LEDs and just have the main 5 like a light bar. Or I can fit it just under here. But of course that's not on the original Attack from Mars. So I don't know. Might just give it a shot, something fun. It'll be below inside the glass. I'm not sure how it'll affect the play field being that close and smaller, but maybe just having the 5 won't be too bad. And I'll put the sound react mode on and have a little light show while I'm playing. Kind of give that effect with the other tables. But again, I'll show all that stuff off when I get this thing completed. I'm hoping the monitor works. It's been really annoying. I just want to get this thing done. I thought I had this all done last Saturday. It's been such a hassle. But that's all I got for now. So I will update you on what happens with this monitor. And I guess if it doesn't work, it sucks. I guess I'll put the stock monitor back in for now, which I can still do even with all these solenoids where I moved them. Until eventually I guess I do a PC mod. Get that 32-inch back in there, because that's a great... Having that 32 is awesome. But I haven't really fully been able to enjoy it. But again, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again.